Happy New Year! I'm Tania Gabrielle, your wealth Astro-Numerologist, and I'm thrilled to share this forecast video with you because 2014 is going to be an amazing year. This number really brings 12 months of clarity and enlightenment. And first, I want to say that the heaviness that you may have felt in 2012 and 2013 is now transforming into a lighter energy. 2014 is birthing a lightness of spirit, which will be welcome to many of you, I'm sure. So now this is a 7 universal year in numerology, and it's also the 14th year of the century. So we're going to look at both of these numbers, 7 and 14, more closely, especially the number 7. Now 7 looks like a lightning rod, and it literally symbolizes the lightning strike of wisdom and truth. Number 7 is part of the 157 triad of mind numbers in numerology. So your mind is now being stimulated to think, analyze, seek, and search for answers. 7 is the number of intellectual and spiritual explanation. And the lightning rod is that symbolizes this number. It really reminds you of the timelessness of this moment as your intuition brings constant and instant insights into your life. So everything metaphysical is ruled by this number, since it allows you to experience a fascinating perspective on life. Number 7 also searches for truth, and it deals with oxymorons, ambiguities, secrets, questions, and otherworldly realities. So let's look at some of the amazing symbolism of the number 7. One of the most famous occurs in the book of Genesis, where it is said that the world was created in 7 days. And of course, there are 7 days in our week, of which the 7th is a day of rest. So number 7 actually does signify rest and reflection and contemplation as you look within for answers. You look within for introspection. And so it requires peace and quiet. Along with our 7 days of the week, we also have 52 weeks in a calendar year, and 52 adds up to 7 as well. 5 plus 2 is 7. So it's no coincidence that there are 52 cards in our most famous of games, the deck of cards, which actually was designed to be a calendar system. Plus, each phase of the moon lasts approximately 7 days. The moon in astrology is connected to our deepest feelings and our intuition. We also have 7 chakras, representing the 7 core energy centers of the human body. And it is said that every 7 years, the cells in our body completely rejuvenate. The Statue of Liberty has 7 spikes in her crown, which actually could represent the 7 continents of North and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, and Australia. So it's amazing how deeply ingrained this number is in really every aspect of our lives. Also note that there are 7 wonders of the ancient world and 7 notes in the musical scale. When 7 appears in any personal or universal cycle, whether it be a day or month or year, like this year's a 2014, which is 7, it always enables us to see clearly, because 7 is an incisive number and always searches for answers, as I said. So you'll be noticing more this year how your inner world and thoughts and feelings reflects your perception and experience of the outer world. So 7 is therefore considered sacred in most cultures, including Greek, Chinese, Hebrew, Egyptian, and Hindu. Number 7 will also point out distorted perceptions that you have. What is illusion and what is real? So is what you think you should do imposing on what you truly feel like doing? Since 7 is about inspiration, you will be asked to acknowledge everything in your life that is uninspiring this year. So pay attention to that. 2014 also activates the 14th year of our century, and 14 is the ancient number of the scribe. So it describes communication using words, written and spoken, anything related to publishing, speaking, writing, the media, and the internet. And the scribe held a very important position in ancient times before the printing presses actually existed. So the number 14 taps into that wisdom of the ages that's contained in the ancient texts. As you can see, number 14 and 7 do have similarities. This is also true when you notice that 14 reduces to the root number of 5. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So numbers 5 and 7 are both in the numerology triad of mind numbers, as I mentioned earlier. So this means your critical thinking, your awareness, your focus, your clarity, all are really heightened this year. 5 and 7 also are the two numbers of the unexpected, the out-of-the-blue changes and shifts, where 5 represents pivot points of freedom and 7 symbolizes the lightning strike of wisdom. Okay, so they're combining this year. So believe it or not, we've only scratched on the surface of these two numbers, 7 and 14. There really are many additional layers and hidden knowledge to these numbers and the code that they activate this year. In fact, I have so much more to share with you, especially on how you can use the code as a tool for lasting success and fulfillment. And I don't have enough time in this yearly forecast to go into all of this. So I'm excited to announce that I'll be hosting a special live webinar intensive called 7 Steps to Making 2014 Hugely Successful. If you click on the link below, you can find out more, get all the details, and if you're interested, you can register for this special online live stream, which I promise you is going to give you incredibly rich and detailed roadmaps of 2014 in Astro-Numerology and specific tools you can use and implement right away. I'm going to go into all aspects of the number 7, including all the areas of life it rules, and of course, the Astro-Numerology for the whole year and for you personally. So this virtual seminar is designed to make this year the most meaningful and fulfilling for you. So click the link below and you'll get more info. Now I want to share with you a few of the Astro-Numerology highlights for 2014. Remember, we start off the year with a powerful grand square, which involves Uranus and Pluto and 5 other planets. Notice that there's 7 planets involved, right? Okay, this is pretty important, the symbolism here. So if you watch January's forecast video, I highly recommend it because I really go into details on this. So Pluto is in Capricorn conjunct the new moon on January 1st. And this is really signifying a shift in consciousness, new beginnings, because it falls on New Year's Day and it triggers the number 1, but it also involves the new moon. Pluto and Uranus form a grand square with Jupiter and Mars. So it triggers a lot of energy. Jupiter expands and Mars activates. Okay, so you'll really feel a surge of energy right at the start of the year. So pay attention because the message that this energy contains for you is important for you to notice for the duration of the year. Now, Mars makes a big splash in 2014. Mars entered Libra in December, and it's going to be in that sign until July 26th. And Mars infuses your life with energy. So when Mars is in Libra, there's a merging with the planet Venus, because Venus rules the sign of Libra. So that means your intimate relationships are going to be in the forefront during this time. When Mars and Venus join together, it also triggers your deep creative urges, since Venus represents the feminine and Mars the masculine principle. And the coming together of those two principles is a symbol of creation. So then we have the planet Saturn, and Saturn really plays another major role in our relationships this year because Saturn is in Scorpio until December of 2014, and Scorpio rules all that's hidden, including sexuality. So with Saturn in this sign, our inhibitions about creativity and sex are going to be addressed because this year you'll have a great urge to express yourself on a deeply creative level. Now remember, the 7 universal year taps into your intuition. It's your direct line to the divine. So in terms of creation, That is your instant well of wisdom and inspiration. Now, Saturn is the great teacher, and just like in school, Saturn's going to test you and teach you. So you're going to test your endurance, your patience, your habits, your willingness to plan your future in congruence with your values. All of this is coming together now. So here's where we combine the numerology message for 2014 with the message from Saturn and the other planets. Because 7 cycles ask you to conserve your energy, to take time to rest. And 7 is the number of nature and quiet and meditation. And Saturn governs patience and experiencing life one breath at a time, not skipping over steps. So the number 7 and Saturn, positioned in the transformational sign of Scorpio, are all assisting each other to help you connect to your deepest spiritual resource, your intuition, and to trust in the sacred timing of your life, to trust that all your experiences are perfect. They're a perfect vehicle for your growth at any given moment in time. Also notice that the 3 Saturn, 7, and Scorpio are all S letters, and this is something we're going to be going deeply into in my online webinar intensive. Very important. Okay, so let's now look at the Pluto square Uranus events in 2014. As you know, this is ongoing since 2011. They have an intense 90-degree square. It's like a square dance, and it goes on through 2015. So just to summarize, Uranus and Pluto symbolize profound transformation. Uranus is the iconoclast, the revolutionary, the lightning bolt of change and the unexpected, and the forward-looking planet, and the bringer of unpredictable breakthroughs. And Pluto is deeply unconscious, deeply power-oriented, extreme, and focused on profound changes and death and life and rebirth and endings and new beginnings. And so when these two slow-moving planets square each other, they bring a time of radical shifts that occur both personally and in the world around us. So 2014 marks 2 more exact meetings between these 2 planets. The first one, and write this down, occurs on April 21st at 13 degrees, and the second on December 14th at 12 degrees. Now, these 2 dates are really significant in numerology because April 21, 2014 adds up to 14, and December 14 is a 14 universal day. What this means is that around the time that these 2 meet in April and December, the meaning of 2014 will really magnify because that number is being just triggered. So everything I mentioned at the top of this video about these numbers is going to really intensify during these 2 moments. The underlying message for 2014 is that the number 7 will enable you to have many breakthroughs this year in your wealth consciousness, in your relationships, in your career, and most importantly, in how you feel about your purpose. You're going to experience breakthroughs. Now, I'll be sharing powerful success and fulfillment tools that you can use, plus a detailed Astro-Numerology roadmap and your personal 2014 forecast in my webinar intensive, 7 steps to making 2014 hugely successful. So you'll want to click the link below to get more info about that special online event. Now, here's to an amazing 2014, sending you blessings for a wonderful, wonderful year.